Assalamu alaikum, people. Yes. I'm out here today before I go in the office, and I'm going to run through this deck of cards, man. I'm going to run through this deck of cards 2 times, where the Joker is 25. The Aces is 15. The face cards is 10. And everything else is what the numbers are. I pull 3 cards at a time. Sometimes I'll pull the card. Sometimes I'll pull 2 jokers and an ace. And you know how many push-ups that is if you can. That's 65. Right? But what I do, I complete the mission. Every time I deal with it, every day, I try to do them every day. If it's like 300-400 push-ups, I try to do that. You know, I stay on a bike for 30 minutes, and I stay on a treadmill for 30 minutes. And I go, if I do a little weights, I go in there and do a little weights inside the gym. But I want to get on here and touch on how I'm starting to see that a lot of brothers are boys, meaning that they're followers, man. You know, it's like, and me particularly when I was growing up, I couldn't stand bullies and I couldn't stand boys, because the boys are more dangerous than the individual that's leading the group, man. And sometimes, man, you know, it be dealing with peer pressure. You know, sometimes, man, dudes can be done wrong, and the first thing they'll say, this is what they signed up for, or this will come with it. But when it's coming from your own, it kind of hit differently. It hit real different, you know, because you don't expect that from your own. You expect that from the outside entities, your enemies, or whoever, man. But you don't expect that from your own. Now, these so-called leaders, man, inside these sections, a lot of these dudes, bro, Allah is my witness, man, and a lot of brothers that been inside these stoops or been inside the United States ghettos or on the street, a lot of these brothers, man, that call themselves, that have this reputation, or they own some other shit, you know, they think that they're joints, you know what I'm saying? And I really don't know what a joint is, bro. And I ain't gonna sit here and lie to you, man. I don't know what a joint is. I don't know what your definition of joint is. If I pull it up, it means something else. It don't mean that you just a hell of an individual or something like that. But the majority of these leaders, brother, they dumb as rocks. I'm telling you, man, they dumb as rocks, bro. Just because you older or you're an OG, that don't mean that you're equipped and fit to lead an entity of people, man. That you can bring a community to a different type of understanding or something like that. Because when you're a leader, man, everybody around you gravitate towards you. They know you're going to be fair. They know you're going to be just. They know you're not going to be selective. They know that you're not going to be sitting there taking sides and all that type of stuff. And this is the problem inside the United States ghettos. Everything becomes selective, man. That's why I don't listen to the jargon about the 50-50 yards. That's why I don't listen to the jargon about the DPs. I don't listen to the jargon, man, who's a joint. I don't listen to none of that shit, man, because I think it's all stupid. I think it's dumb as fuck. I think brothers don't even have the educational ability to think past the 3rd grade, bro. A lot of individuals, I'm not saying a lot of brothers, but because a lot of brothers did go to school. A lot of brothers did get locked up and they went in there and educated themselves. Some of them brothers did do that. I'm not saying all, but I'm saying the ones that think they run some shit. You know, they come with these type of concepts and these nickel slick attitudes and philosophies, and you know, and try to bring some false ass fake security to the community and all that. But all along they be having a hidden agenda. So when you dealing with this leadership and you dealing with these boys and all these followers, you brothers have to understand, man, that your leader don't give a shit about you, bro. And I'm gonna give you brothers some prime examples, man. Um, I used to be a part of an entity. You know, I'm not a part of that anymore. I'm a Muslim. Alhamdulillah for that. But I have comrades, that's Muslims, and I have a few that's still inside, that place. And I have some ex-comrades, man, that I deal with, and they're still inside that place. Now, it's hard for me to stomach when some of my ex-comrades call, and they be like, hey, Ed, hey, bro, hey, Abdul Aziz, can you help me with X, Y, and Z? I do it, but it's hard for me to stomach because they don't even trust calling their own people to help them, because they saying that every time they call their own people, they shun at them. They turn their nose up at them. They done basically left them for dead. And this is the reward that I be trying to tell a lot of brothers, man. This is one of the rewards you're gonna get when you're dealing with that particular type of culture or that particular type of lifestyle. You're gonna get these type of rewards. A lot of brothers, man, they'll call, man, like, man, hook me up with somebody, man, hook me up with a female, or, man, send me a package, or, send me some bread, man, I ain't got no food, I ain't got a soup up in here. And that right there, it blows me away, man, to the point where it ain't got so drastic up inside that place. Them brothers is in a mode of survival, and nobody out here is looking out for them, not even some of their families. Some brothers, they don't want to put too much pressure on their families. That's cool. My little brother, he put pressure on me every day, so I don't give a shit. That's my little bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, whatever. Brothers do not have the support that they signed up for. Didn't they sign up to be a part of a particular type of section, and you guys supposed to be these down ass, ruthless ass individuals that y'all supposed to, take care of one another? Don't you guys supposed to have some economic structure with a point where if somebody, one of your homies call up from up in there, that you guys supposed to look out for them? Don't you guys have some type of structure where if something happened to one of your homies that's locked up and his kid needs some assistance, don't you guys supposed to have something for them people? Y'all saying y'all the ultimate dudes. Y'all saying y'all the real niggas. Y'all saying y'all the real niggas. Y'all saying y'all the joints, whatever that mean, whoever that word mean, you guys think that, whoever that is, you guys saying y'all the joints. You guys saying y'all the roughest, toughest, y'all standing on business. Whatever business that is. Just because you went to the penitentiary, just because you walked a level 4 yard, just because you made it safe up out of there, just because you didn't drop a couple of bodies, just because you know how to squabble, just because you done made it throughout the United States ghetto, don't make you no real Negro, man. It don't make you no joint. Okay, now let's talk about that a little bit as well. So what is a joint? So you telling me that a man out here making 6 figures, and he went to school, and he studied to be an electrician, a doctor, a lawyer, or a plumber, or whoever. You telling me he's not a joint? But you a joint over here and you're broke? You can't send your homies nothing? You don't have no house? You barely got a car? You can't even pay your car note and your insurance and all that type of shit? And you telling me, what's the difference between a joint? What is a joint, bro? Okay, I was talking to one of the brothers yesterday, and he gave me a knowledge. He said, I don't know if you guys knew Bruce Young. He had this car wash over there on Crenshaw, and he was balling out of control. They was out here, him, Waterhead Bow, Bruce Young, all these dudes was out here balling, right? So, but they wasn't members. So you're telling me, let's compare the two. If you're gang banging, okay, you over here, you broke, but you over here, you got this reputation inside your section, and these dudes over here balling, they out here getting to the bag. So which one is a joint? Which one is a joint, bro? Which one would you want to be like? You want to be over here with a reputation, or you want to be over there, you trying to have some real serious bread? So, it's always semantic. And it's always selective when you're dealing with this culture, with this United States jargon culture. And we don't realize, man, that when it comes to time, it's an expiration date for all that shit, even getting money in the streets. There's a time, man, that you can get some bread in the street, but it's a cutoff point where you're going to have to try to go legit to make sure everything is set in stone. There's a time when you're a gang member. You're going to have 2 or 3 years of active fool. And if you don't, you're going to be in the penitentiary or you're going to be dead. So it's an expiration date, dealing with all this type of stuff. So I'm asking you guys, who is the joints? You tell me or explain to me what joint that's not inside the United States ghettos that took over neighborhoods or took over a block or went in his enemy neighborhood and took over all the economics and all that. Please explain that to me. Please give me an example who took over these particular type of neighborhoods and the neighborhood is just floored, the community just flourishing the way it's supposed to flourish. Please explain that to me. Please give me the example on who the real joints are. I'm not talking about just because you was in and I'm a level 4 yard, I stumped down level 4 yard, I did it. Man, fuck you. That's the way I feel about that. Because we done all been there. We done all stood on our own 10s. We done been there. I don't care if you the level 1, 2, 3, or 4. If you can make it up out of there, man, you made it up out of there. Just because you was on the level 4, that don't make you better because you bigger and better because another dude was on the lower level. Come on, man. That shit is stupid. So I don't be want to hear none of that tough ass talk talking about I stand on this and I did this and I'm this and I'm that. Nah, bro, you ain't shit, bro. That was a learning lesson for you. And you knew you wasn't shit. Because you would have never been up in there if you was something. Or you was somebody. Or you was a figure. You would have never, ever disrupted your life to go up in there and act like you a real nigga. The real niggas out here taking care of their families. The real niggas is basically the Negroes. They basically is creating generational wealth for their people, for their family. The real Negroes is trying to uplift their family. The real Negroes trying to uplift their community. The real Negroes is dealing with the kids. The real Negro, these are the joints, man, to me. I don't know about for you guys. Because you dudes run around here thinking that you guys put bodies down and y'all can beat up. Dude, you's a cancer. What you're doing is you're the enemy. You practice you practice the devil's playground and genocide on its highest level. That's who you are. You're not no joint, man. So anytime anybody tell you, man, that they are joint, that they just this down ass dude and homie this and homie that, cuz, blood, we. It's always we. It's never I. I is mean that you are a man of principle, of integrity. You can stand on your own, bro. And you can face that shit in the eye, man, and be like, hey, man, I'm not with that shit. I don't care about none of that. I'm on a different level, man. I'm not going to be stuck here in the bottom pit where these people want us to be at. These people are designed for us to stay at the bottom of the pit. And you guys glorify that. You guys glorify everything that's at the bottom of the ocean. And y'all think y'all somebody. Well, these other people, they up on top of the ocean in yachts, jet skis, sailboats, and whatever it is. And you at the bottom. And all they doing is sitting there with a fishing pole and throwing you bait and you catching the bait and you sit up there and you're going to be somewhere where you don't want to be in the next 20, 30, 40 years. You stupid, man. My call is to tell you brothers, man, stop being boys, man. Stand on your own too, bro. Stop being a boy, man. Stand up, be somebody, man. Represent yourself, represent your family. Be the joint you claim to be, bro. And show a different type of understanding that you have out here in society, bro. Stop being in that box, in that circle, where you think your homies is gonna stay down for you, bro. You go to jail, I guarantee you one of your homies is gonna be fucking your girl. if she's a hood rat, right? I guarantee you, when you go to jail, your homie's gonna tell you you's a stupid ass Negro. I guarantee you, when you go to jail, bro, they are not gonna try to look out for you, bro. And I guarantee you, if you go to jail, man, and if you don't have the ability to basically defend yourself up in there, your homie's not gonna come to your defense. They're gonna say you're a buster, and they're gonna throw you to the wolves. That's what them joints gonna do to you, bro. Assalamu alaikum.